What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? This is your boy, the Dread Man, representing WWG, the Wrestle with Greatness podcast. Let's get into our Friday night Smackdown review. Of course, we got our boy, our hometown hero, CM Punk, opening up, delivering a stellar promo, addressing his city, Chicago, and all his trials and tribulations, and not just his career, but his personal life, about how he's been the underdog for the majority of it. From him wrestling in backyards in Chicago to now main event in Wrestlemania. And it was also revealed that him and Paul Heyman would say what that favor was. More on that later. Next up, we had the matchup between NXT's own Nathan Frazier going up against Rey Fenix, making his WWE debut. Now, this was a pretty decent match. I mean, what more can you expect from two high-flying cruiserweight type guys? You know, a couple of spots, and there was a couple of slip, trips, and falls, but you can't really expect too much. And of course, Rey Fenix picked up the dub, and come on, he's making his debut. He's not going to job out. And he cut a pretty decent promo, too. I just can't wait to see more from him. But, hey, I love what I saw so far. Then you had the promo battle between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. Now, there's a lot of people who feel like in the last few weeks that Charlotte Flair has been getting the best of Tiffany in these promos. But tonight, oh boy, Tiffany cooked her ass off. And I'm glad that Tiffany actually pointed this out. How Charlotte Flair has been running out of ammo. How Charlotte Flair has been feeling the pressure as it gets closer and closer to WrestleMania. Because she's been painted this narrative as like, well, Charlotte, you're supposed to beat me. You're supposed to be better. But you're just mad that I'm on the come up and you're pretty much on the down track to your career. And of course, Charlotte had to do that low blow about Ludwig Kaiser being in her DMs. That's showing desperation right there. Now, there's a lot of people who still feel like that Charlotte may take the dub in WrestleMania. And I'm going to play it safe and say that she still might win. But a Tiffany Stratton W would not surprise me or make me mad. Matter of fact, I prefer Tiffany Stratton to pick up the dub because it's like a passing of the torch. But we'll see how that goes. Moving on. Next up, you had the tag team matchup between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. And I swear to you, if there's any tag team on the roster that has chemistry, it is these two tag teams right here. Very brilliant match. And DIY didn't get it done. Motor City Machine Guns picked up the dub, so that means they're going up against the Street Profits at WrestleMania. And man, I'm interested to watch these two teams cook. Hopefully, they have one of the high-flying matches in a spot fest that steals the whole show. But we'll see about that. Then we had the matchup between Tama Tonga and L.A. Knight. Yeah, I mean, this match was okay. Not the most exciting match in the card. It went the way I thought it was going to go. Of course, with some Solo Sikoa interference, but to no avail. You got to have LA Knight go over these kind of matches just to build him some momentum for WrestleMania. Moving on. Then you had the matchup between B-Fab and Naomi. And I still say that B-Fab needs her flowers before she gets pushed up to that next echelon, that next tier. I still think she's going to have to be a little bit more of a workhorse, meaning jobbing to some of the top tier superstars. But hey, that's paying dues right there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in one of the main events in the next 3 or 4 years. But despite some pre-match interference from Jade Cargill, Naomi still managed to pull off the W. And Nick Aldis decided to make the WrestleMania match official. We got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. And I'm glad that they're making Naomi look like a beast, more imposing, more threatening, as opposed to letting Jade Cargill just run right through her. Because Jade Cargill, she's looking, she's not looking like she's this invincible, unstoppable force. She's looking human, she's looking mortal. And I'm looking forward to a 5-star, kind of match, a barn burner, back and forth action. Even though I still think that Jade Cargill is going to pick up the W in this one. And of course, we got some heartbreaking news. There was some rumors backstage that there was a major injury from one of our WWE superstars. And of course, it was none other than Kevin Owens, revealing that he has a neck injury that's going to sideline him for an indefinite period of time. And how ironic is that he was going up against Randy Orton, who came back from the exact same neck injury. But still, prayers and well wishes to Kevin Owens, which leaves Randy Orton without a WrestleMania opponent. Whatever do we do about that? Of course, he took out his frustration on Nick Aldis by giving him the RKO, and he's been wanting to punt Kevin Owens' head in for the last couple of months. But yeah, you guys drop it in the comments. Let me know who is a very, very good replacement for Kevin Owens. Do you think it should be a legend? Do you think it should be an NXT upstart? Or should it be somebody returning? Y'all let me know. And of course, we had that barn burner of a last man standing match between Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu for the #1 contender spot for the United States title. This match had everything you wanted. Two big monsters clubbing each other over the heads with some rough and tough rumbling spots, slamming through tables, chairs flying, and a partridge in a pear tree. But of course, you see the best spot of the match, even though Braun Strowman didn't win, slamming him on the outside through two tables on the concrete. I thought it was going to be a double countout, and whoever got up from that was going to be the winner. But I'm glad they didn't let it go out that way. I'm glad they let Jacob Fatu take the W. Now, does he beat LA Knight for the title at WrestleMania? We'll see. There's a couple of different ways they go with that. Let's see. It could lead to him winning the title and then him slowly breaking away from the Bloodline 2.0, or the Bloodline 2.0 could cost him that, which causes the friction between them even more, and that causes him to turn on Solo, which they will have their match at the next pay-per-view. But anyway, this is a brilliant match. And last but not least, we end the night with CM Punk revealing his favor. And Seth Rollins came out right before CM Punk saying, listen, I told you, CM Punk is playing chess, not checkers, and you underestimated him mentally. He's going to get to Paul Heyman, or this favor is going to impact both of you. And Paul Heyman was sitting there shaking in his boots, waiting for CM Punk's arrival. And as CM Punk arrived, he told Roman the favor to his face. Paul Heyman's going to be in his corner at WrestleMania. And of course, Roman laughed it off. He says, this is my wise man. I don't care what kind of favor he owes you. He belongs to me. I own him. And of course, Paul Heyman says, I owe him one. I can't say no. And as Roman tried to physically threaten him, that's when CM Punk caught him from behind, attacked him, GTS, boom. And then Roman Reigns lay down on the ground flat. And then Paul Heyman sitting on the ring apron, stunned. And then Seth Rollins just sitting there saying, I told you so. And CM Punk is ready for war. It got a hell of a lot more spicy, didn't it, guys? But anyway, guys, that's the Friday Night Smackdown recap. This has been the Dread Man with WWG Wrestle with Greatness. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.